Yeah, they can be. I want to start a fight with Sam Harris, but I like him. It seems like a fun thing to do. I'm going to get you, Harris.
I'm coming for you.
You with your, hey, Mr. Logical. You logical focus. I'll get you for your focus.
Yeah. How dare you be right all the time?
No, but yeah, man, this is you know, AI is a big problem, but also the fact that the current AI that we're running, the human operating system, is like already fucking up in this kind of intense way. It's I don't know what the solution is. No one can really even think about it, but it's a problem in the most intense way.
Well, here's how easy the AI is to hack. Donald Trump, who's never been religious at any point in his life, ever, now is able to say, "God bless America," and everybody starts clapping. And they believe that he believes that God is blessing America, which has never been a part of his thought process.
That's right.
Like, there's a giant history of Donald Trump interacting with the world. Never was there any proselytizing.
Right.
There was never any espousing of any religious doctrines or talking about the greatness of Christianity. But now he does it, and because he's in this position where you have to believe it, we accept that new variation in his speech, that now he brings God into the equation, where he never brought God into the equation before.
That's so creepy, man, the way you just said. I didn't know what you were talking about, because I'm like, Trump definitely didn't hack any fucking AI, but now I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
He's tapped into this
human AI.
And the requirement to believe in supernatural beings that are looking out for us.
Right.
That's a requirement.
Right.
In 2017, you cannot, like, if Chris Ryan wanted to run for president, one of the real issues it would be is, I can't trust an atheist.
Right.
Oh,
I think that's going to be
the least of the problems.
I just read your book. We got to sit down and talk, because I'm not some crazy polygamous monkey person, you piece of shit.
My first press conference would be a doozy, let me tell you.
It'd be great.
Yeah, man, so that is the problem, is the human AI, we're getting better at hacking it. You know, and this is, I don't think it was Sam Harris who said it, though it might have been, maybe it was Elon Musk, who was saying everyone thinks the problem with AI is that it's going to be robots killing people, which is one part of it. But the real problem is that the AI is going to be able to start hacking the human operating system. And we kind of have already witnessed that with the Twitter bots. So it's like you can produce the illusion of a majority opinion using bots. So, and the more advanced, right now you can at least kind of tell what the bots are. Like, you go back and look and you realize the bot's been tweeting every like 5 minutes, and it's got like lists of people in it, and it's usually tweeting memes, and it seems to have been up.
You'd have to chase it down if you just looked at the comments itself after a post. Like, say if you're someone who opposes President Trump, and they've got Trump bots that they use to go and attack someone who says anything bad about Trump, you would just see the overwhelming negative response versus positive response.
Yeah, well, yeah. But you could still, I guess what I'm saying is, like, right now there's a way you can tell something's a bot. But as AI gets better, you're going to start seeing, I've been thinking about this, you're going to start seeing these, like, basically social networking farmers. So the idea is, like, I create a teenage bot, and I figure out a way to get it to create its own Facebook account, and for, like, I don't know, 6 years, it just posts shit on its own Facebook account, giving the illusion that this is a living thing. Now, if I could do that with 7,000 of these teen bots, so now I have a bot swarm of 7,000 AIs that all have Facebook accounts, Twitter accounts, Instagram accounts that they've been somehow populating with bullshit content for like 7 years. So now no one can really even tell if it's a person or not. I've got a really super powerful weapon. And so I think that's what's the real creepy thing with AI is, and you know, you've seen that shit that popped up on the internet, the ability, here's a road in the day. Look, we just made it look like it's winter now. We just made it look like it's nighttime now. We just made it look like it's whatever, any time of year that we want. We can make it's going to get to the point where we can make a person look like they said anything. And you're not going to be able to tell the difference.
Right. Yeah.
And then on top of that,
That's here, by the way.
That's here.
Did you see I think it was Radio Lab or something that
Yes.
did a podcast
It's
about that?
not quite here. It's close.
Well-
It's discernible, but you're getting close.
so we're talking about reality.
Video and audio.
Yeah, it's reality bombs where you're going to be able to bomb a culture with AI, produce the illusion of anything that you fucking want,
Right.
whatever you want,
But-
and people are going to believe it.
But devil's advocate here. Haven't we been doing that for a long time? Isn't that what a laugh track is? A studio audience?
Yeah, but
you're
it's-
creating the illusion of community of a bunch of people that believe a certain thing, that react certain ways,
Yes.
and that manipulates the hordes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Bernays wrote about this in the 20s, about
Yeah.
manipulating
And
the
look at how
masses.
effective it's already been in its
Yeah.
rudimentary form.
Exactly.
Now imagine a super advanced form of that. And what
Yeah.
you're looking at is like one of the real problems of AI that maybe is more problematic than robots going so fast you have to use a strobe light to see them. We're talking about people no longer, if you believe that anything in the media or on the internet is real, or if you've been trying to like establish your concept of what the universe is or the world is based on the news, based on the internet, and people have been doing that for a long time with newspapers and shit, then we're going to enter into a phase in human history where that is no longer necessarily a way for us to gauge what reality actually is, because we're not even going to know if fucking humans are creating the content. We're
going to get to a certain point in time where we're not going to know if someone's human.
Yeah. That's it.
Blade Runner is a real thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's not far away. They have some pretty goddamn convincing robot heads now in Japan.
Sex robots.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good.
They don't look too bad. And we're getting real close. We're getting within 50 years away from an indiscernible artificial life form.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine had a wet dream recently. He's in his 40s, and he had a wet dream where he was having sex with two
Robots.
Asian sex robots.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And
Dude, you
he's-
watch Ex Machina? That chick, and even though you could see right through her legs, she was clear. She had clear arms and
Yeah.
shit. You'd still fuck the shit out of her. She's beautiful. She was nice to you.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know what is real? I mean, if it interacts with you, if you're talking to it, it's
Black
real.
Mirror shit, man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
here's where it gets really interesting is like there's this mystic named Gurdjieff, and he called people spiritual machines. And so his thing was like most people already are robots or automatons in the sense that most people, when they're doing anything, whatever the thing is they're doing, it's imitation.
Right.
So when a person does the way a person who's acting cool, right? Usually the person who's acting cool has learned that from something. It's all imitation. It's all autopilot already. So most human beings, they're not even autonomous at all. Like most people will spend like 3 fucking days completely up in their heads, not even knowing where they're at. I mean, I know I've been in that situation where like some time will pass and suddenly I'll be like, wait, what the fuck? I've been in my head for 3 days straight. I'm running on autopilot. What's going on here, man? That's like how many people are. They wake up in the morning, they get their coffee, they get in their car, they go and do their thing, they come back, they go to bed. They barely even know what they're doing.
Yeah, momentum.
Momentum, right.
Yeah.
So we're already dealing with a kind of organic robot, a meat machine that's barely even aware of what it's doing, which is why I think, and I know you and I talk about Christ a lot. I'm going to bring it up on your show again. When Jesus is being crucified, I think one of the most poignant things in the New Testament is when Jesus is being crucified, he looks out and he says, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people interpret that as being like, they don't know I'm Jesus. But I think what he's really saying is they don't know what they're fucking doing, man.
Period.
They're
Yeah.
just on autopilot. They don't know what they're barely sentient
They're
yet.
termites in the mound.
Now let's think about what we were talking about earlier when we were talking about 50-year-olds. He's trying to grab it.
No, I didn't know if you were passing it.
Pass
yeah,
it to him.
yeah.
Give him some of that shit. When we were talking about 50-year-olds or 50-year-old movies, those old movies where men smacked women and
Yeah.
grabbed them, and how you're seeing these big changes in the way people behave.
Yeah.
Now let's go 2,000 years ago. Let's go way back before written things.
Yes.
Right? And let's go back before anybody knew how to write things down or read. And let's imagine.
Like, what is that, 10,000 years ago? 15? What's
About 8 for writing,
8.
rudimentary writing.
It's all insane. If you really think about the amount of raw change that's happening in our life. Just what's going on right now with this whole Me Too movement, the sexual harassment and sexual assault, outing of all these predators, all of this stuff. I'm good. Just put it. All this stuff that's happening now is just like accelerated evolution. It's like accelerated cultural compatibility, like accelerated understanding of, and it almost like a new like version of equality. Because it used to be that like you could fuck your employee because your employee couldn't say anything. Right. They couldn't do anything. Well, now they can. Now everybody can. And now other people find out about you, and now it becomes an issue. Yeah. It's all forced. And so now we're going to change the way we think about behaving now, and our standards are going to change. Because our standards have radically changed from 1,000 years ago, radically changed from 2,000 years ago, and radically changed from the 1950s. If you look at the 1950s, and we see it, uniquely so in the 1950s, is that we can see it in the form of mainstream media, films. You could read about it in books, but seeing it visually in films is so shocking and stunning. And you see just the way people interacted with each other, and you just think about if someone from like 1950 tried to exist today, it would be hilarious. It would be hilarious just watching them try to interact with everybody with phones and all this. They literally would be like a person from a foreign world. That's going to be us 100 years from now. 100 years from now, this world will be indiscernible. It's going. The technology is like literally a Yellowstone about to blow up the entire country. That's it. Literally about to super volcano the whole world. And no one is prepared for the consequences. We just assume that the paradigms that exist today are going to remain, and that it's just going to get better. It'll be easier to text people. No. This paradigm did not exist 2,000 years ago. The world, the way we operate and communicate and even get around. How about the way we get around? How about this hard surface and these metal boxes with rubber tires that now fucking drive themselves? I mean, we're in the middle of it, but we're also at the gate to like insanity. That's right. Like pure, absolute world-changing insanity from DNA with CRISPR. They've just started injecting it into live people now. Some guy with some incurable disease allowed them to guinea pig on him. What if he gets fucking cured, right? What if people figure out a way to get smarter? What if they develop CRISPR telekinesis modules where they can insert them into your fucking head and it works off your own body's electricity. And they never run bad, and we all talk to each other through our minds. And then in school they have to teach kids a new language, a universal language. That's not phonetically based. So people stop talking. So our heads grow big like aliens. Our mouths shrivel up just like the aliens. That's what the alien. That's what that archetype is. That alien archetype is like what we know we're going to look like if we keep going. We're all going to be like a merge of colors because that's like problematic. All that dick stuff, that shit just gets in the way, dude. Your dick stuff's now all in your brain.
Well, this is what McKenna talked about, how like, what do you say, octopus, like all the limbs, like the ability it has to communicate with body language is so much more profound than us. It's like, not only are we not going to have this form, we're going to be able to decide any form we want. Any form, anything you want to be. You want to be a fucking octopus? Theoretically, you could be an octopus if we get to that point. Without also
nuking ourselves.
Without nuking ourselves, or without like actual Yellowstone, or without like sending out. Maybe we just haven't produced. We always are scanning the skies for radio signals, or that's what we used to do. But maybe we haven't even produced a signal that an advanced civilization would identify as being something that would come from a civilization. And the moment we do it, the moment somebody at CERN or somebody at DARPA produces some kind of beam that emanates from the planet, it just summons just a fucking legion of like crafts that just want to enslave us, you know? You know what I mean? It's just like the first little like bloop, and then they're ready. Harvest them.